Picture this. It's late at night, and your phone buzzes, a message from a girl you don't really care about. You reply slowly, half-heartedly, maybe even leave her waiting. And yet minutes later, she's the one chasing, sending more messages, craving your attention. But then, another night, your phone lights up with a message from her, the girl you've been dreaming about. This time, you reply instantly. Compliments, emojis, rapid texts one after another, as if you're afraid to lose her, and the result. She grows distant, cold, and then gone. This isn't just your story. This is the silent tragedy almost every man falls into. Why does this happen? Why can a man be magnetic, confident, and irresistible with women he doesn't really want, yet collapse into neediness the moment he meets the one he actually desires? The answer lies in what I call the competence paradox. It's the cruel reality that men perform at their best with women they care about least, and at their absolute worst with women they care about most. Think about it. When you're not emotionally invested, you don't fear rejection, you're relaxed, playful, even bold. You say what you want, you tease, you flirt, you show interest without hesitation, you radiate confidence because you have nothing to lose. That's why those women chase you. That's why they call you back. But the moment you meet someone you truly want, everything shifts, emotional investment kicks in, and suddenly your natural strengths turn against you. Instead of confidence, you feel anxiety. Instead of patience, you feel urgency. Instead of being the prize, you become the pursuer. You text too quickly. You compliment too much. You rearrange your entire life just to fit into hers. And in doing so, you smother the very spark of attraction that once came so effortlessly. The paradox is devastating. The stronger your desire, the weaker your game. The more you want her, the less she wants you, and the less you care, the more powerful you become. This is not a lack of skill. You already know how to attract women. You've proven it dozens of times without even trying. The problem isn't competence, it's access. When it matters most, you can't access the very qualities that make you attractive. That's the curse of the competence paradox. Here's where the tragedy deepens. Most men, when faced with a woman they find exceptionally beautiful, fall into what I call the hierarchy illusion, the false belief that women exist on different levels, and each level requires a different strategy. With women, they find average. Men are bold, direct, even playful. They flirt, they tease, they show desire without hesitation. But the moment a woman crosses some invisible line of beauty or desirability, everything changes. Suddenly, men believe she requires special treatment. They put her on a pedestal. They become overly polite, overly romantic, and overly cautious. They start performing instead of being real. But here's the truth. Women do not operate on different psychological principles based on their looks. The same triggers of attraction apply to every woman: confidence, sexual authenticity, and emotional independence. A stunning model, a successful businesswoman, or the girl next door, they are all drawn to the same masculine energy. The hierarchy illusion tricks men into believing that high-value women need to be worshipped. But here's the irony. Attractive women are the least impressed by worship. Why? Because they've received it every single day of their lives. Compliments about their beauty mean nothing. Grand gestures fall flat. What stands out to them is not another man bowing down, but a man who treats them as a real woman, not a goddess. When you believe in the illusion, you fall into what I call the beauty intimidation response. You approach beautiful women with reverence instead of confidence, with fear instead of desire, and the result? You kill attraction before it even begins. Remember this. A woman you find irresistible doesn't require a new strategy. She requires the same strategy that already works for you with women you don't care about. The more you upgrade your behaviour for an upgraded woman, the faster you downgrade her attraction to you. If the hierarchy illusion convinces men to treat beautiful women differently, the safety trap ensures they use their best behaviours on the women they want the least. Here's how it works when a man sees a woman as only moderately attractive. He perceives her as safe. Rejection wouldn't hurt much, so he takes risks. He flirts more boldly. He escalates faster. He shows interest without hesitation. And guess what? It works. He gets results. But when he encounters a woman he finds stunning, his brain flips. Suddenly, she feels in danger. Rejection from her would sting too deeply, so he plays it safe. He becomes cautious, indirect, and hesitant. He hides his desire behind politeness, approval seeking, or endless nice guy behaviour. The irony is brutal. By playing it safe, he actually kills his chances. And here's the hidden twist: most men never realise rejection from someone you consider below your league often hurts more than rejection from someone you see as above you. Why? Because when a woman you don't value much rejects you, your ego screams, "I can't even get her." But when a gorgeous woman rejects you, your ego can rationalise. Well, she's out of my league. The trap flips logic on its head. Now, combine this with another psychological law I call the equal standards reality. Most men assume less attractive women have lower standards. They think she's not that hot, so it'll be easy. Wrong. Women, regardless of looks, hold nearly identical standards. They all want confidence. They all respond to boldness. They all reject neediness. In fact, moderately attractive women often reject men more harshly because they're approached more often by guys who think they're an easy target. The result, they become even more selective. So here's the paradox: the women men treat as practice often demand the same standards, or higher than the women they're saving their best efforts for, which means the entire safety strategy is upside down. The truth is simple: no woman is safe, and no woman is dangerous. Every interaction carries the same risk she might not be interested. What changes is not the woman, it's how much you care. And that single difference is what makes men sabotage themselves over and over again. So how do you break free from this cycle? How do you stop chasing when every cell in your body is screaming at you to pursue? The answer lies in what I call the confident detachment formula, the most powerful psychological weapon a man can use in dating. It's a formula made up of 3 core components. 1. Outcome independence, the ability to interact with women without obsessing over the result. When you truly don't care whether she texts back, whether she likes you, or whether the date leads somewhere, you become naturally attractive. Why? Because women are drawn to men who don't need them. When you're okay with walking away, you become the prize. 2. Sexual directness, the willingness to communicate your desire openly and unapologetically. No games, no hiding behind polite small talk. You look her in the eye, you let her feel that spark of attraction, and you don't apologize for it. Most men can do this easily with women they don't care about. But with women they actually want. They hesitate. They censor themselves. They kill the sexual tension. 3. Emotional unavailability. Not in the sense of being cold or cruel, but in the sense of not handing over your emotional power too quickly. When you aren't seeking validation, when you don't flood her with attention, she starts seeking validation from you. That tension, that distance is what fuels her desire. Put these 3 together, and something magical happens. You flip the script. Instead of you chasing her, she begins chasing you. Instead of you proving yourself to her, she starts proving herself to you. Women aren't attracted to endless availability. They're attracted to selective availability. They want to feel they've earned your attention. And here's the irony: this formula is automatic when you're around women you don't care about. You naturally don't invest. You naturally speak freely. You naturally hold back your emotions. That's why they chase you. But when it comes to the woman you truly desire, you have to apply this formula consciously. It won't feel natural. It will feel like you're holding back. But it's the only way to maintain attraction. Think about it. How many times have you been most successful with women right after a breakup? It's not because you suddenly became more handsome or funnier. It's because, in that moment, you weren't desperate. You had options. You carried yourself with confidence and detachment, and women felt it. The challenge isn't discovering new tricks. It's about mastering the discipline to hold on to the same confident detachment you already display when you don't care, and bringing it into the moments when you care the most. If the confident detachment formula is the cure, then the death spiral is the disease. It's the predictable collapse that happens when emotional investment takes control and drags a man into desperation. It begins with what I call attraction overwhelm. You meet a woman who hits every button in your brain: beauty, charm, energy, whatever it is. Your body floods with excitement. Your mind convinces you this is it. She's the one, and right there, without even realizing it, you hand her all your power. From that moment, the spiral unfolds step by step. Validation seeking. You start showering her with compliments, agreeing with everything she says, laughing too hard at every joke, pursuit acceleration, you text too often, respond too quickly, and clear your schedule just in case she calls, investment escalation, you pour in your time, energy, and resources, gifts, favours, emotional labour far more than she's ever earned. And where does this spiral lead to the final stage? Attraction devastation. She loses all interest. Why? Because the man she was first intrigued by, confident, independent, magnetic, has been replaced by a needy shadow begging for scraps of attention. This is what I call the behavioural flip. The very qualities that made you attractive vanish the instant you actually want her. Men who joke freely with women they don't care about suddenly become stiff and careful. Men who naturally tease and flirt suddenly turn into yes men. Men who escalate smoothly with average women either rush too aggressively or freeze completely with the woman they truly desire. It's a cruel reversal. Everything that once worked against indifference collapses under pressure. You already know how to win, you've done it 100 times, but the moment your emotions are invested, your behaviour flips, and the attraction dies. And if that wasn't bad enough, there's another invisible force working against you. The pursuit resistance instinct. Women, at a subconscious level, are wired to pull back when a man chases too hard. The more you pursue, the more she withdraws. It's not that she doesn't like you, it's that pressure kills desire. Space is what fuels attraction, and pursuit eliminates that space. So when you mix the death spiral, the behavioural flip, and the pursuit resistance instinct, you get the same story repeated millions of times. A man who was magnetic without effort becomes invisible the second he starts trying too hard. If the problem is that your behaviour changes when you care too much, then the solution is deceptively simple. Don't change. This is what I call the system consistency principle, the practice of maintaining the exact same behaviours with every woman, no matter how attractive you find her, no matter how badly you want her. Think about it. When you're relaxed with women you don't care about, you text on your own time, flirt without overthinking, escalate naturally, without pressure, stay grounded in your own life. Now compare that to how you act with your dream woman, constant texting, endless compliments, nervous hesitation or clumsy rushing, putting her at the centre of your entire world. The difference isn't her, it's you. And the only way to fix it is to train yourself to behave consistently, no matter how much your emotions scream otherwise. This is where the universal attraction algorithm comes in, the set of principles that apply to all women, in all contexts, regardless of looks, status, or circumstances, and it's surprisingly simple. 1. Confidence consistency. Hold your frame. Be the same man, whether she's a 6 or a 10, whether she's texting back or leaving you on read. Confidence isn't situational, it's a baseline. 2. Sexual authenticity. Express your desire honestly and directly. Don't hide it. Don't sugarcoat it. Women crave men who own their attraction. 3. Emotional independence. Never let her validation become your fuel. Your life, your mission, your identity must stand on its own. When you don't need her approval, she starts craving yours. These 3 principles are the algorithm and they're universal. They work with women you don't care about, and they'll work with the woman you desperately want, if you have the discipline to apply them. But here's the challenge: your instincts will fight you. Your emotions will beg you to break the rules, to chase, to overinvest. That's why consistency requires discipline. You need to standardize your responses, the same texting patterns, the same escalation pacing, the same boundaries, regardless of how much you're attracted. Because here's the truth. Attraction is not about what she looks like. Attraction is about how you behave. When you can treat your dream woman the same way you treat the woman you're only half interested in, you free yourself from the competence paradox. You stop being the man who shines only when it doesn't matter, and you become the man who shines when it matters most. And that, right there, is the end of the tragedy. Because you don't need to learn how to attract women you already know. The only thing left is to hold on to that power when your emotions try to take it away.